Casey Gray here with another episode of The Conscious Builder. We are here with Chris Magwood at the Endeavour Centre in Peterborough. And I'm really excited about this because I know I'm going to learn a lot. I've been in construction a long time, but the stuff that you're doing here at the Endeavour Centre is really cool. We'll get into some of the stuff, but the wall behind me is actually made of the wall board is made up of recycled juice boxes. So we'll get into some of those details. But Chris, before we get into all the really cool stuff that you're doing and cool products that you have to show and what it's all going for, what does the Endeavour Centre stand for? What's your mission? And why did you create this? Or I guess you're a co-founder in this, right?
Yeah. So the Endeavour Centre is founded to be a sustainable building school and education center. And we are trying to sort of push the forefront of what is sustainable building, to do not just classroom education, but real world projects where we're actually putting these materials and systems into use and trying to, set building code precedents and, refine the construction techniques so that we can kind of promote it on a wider scale.
And it's a not-for-profit here, right?
That's right, yeah. We're a not-for-profit organization, and we offer a full-time course in new construction and a full-time course in renovations, and then a series of hands-on workshops on weekends and stuff like that for people who just want to learn about little bits and pieces of it.
So that's really cool. So where are your students coming from for the most part? Because you have a few programs, right? You have the full-time program, and then you have all the other, I guess.
Yeah. Our students are a real mix of people from the construction trades. There are people who are in the design field and want to sort of get some hands-on experience with some sustainable materials and systems. We get homeowner builders who are interested in these kinds of ideas for their own homes. And we get people from all over the world. So yeah, this year we have a student from Ghana, a student from Holland, an American, and quite often it's a fairly international group.
Do you know how they're finding you?
Everything is online. Yeah.
They just find you if you're out there, right?
That's right.
So,
yeah.
Anyways, we'll put more out there. So where did the idea for the Endeavour Centre come from?
Well, I was a contractor running a straw bale building company for about 10 years. And a couple years in, we decided to offer an apprenticeship program so that basically we were getting more work than we could handle. And so we were essentially trying to train some competitors to take some of that work.
And this was just in straw bale?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Straw bale, we often refer to it as the gateway drug for sustainable building in that for whatever reason, a lot of people who have these sort of goals and ideals are attracted to straw bale. That's sort of what they first find.
Okay.
And then once they're going down that path, they start realizing, there's a lot more to sustainable building than whatever material you happen to put in the walls.
Right.
And so, our company was based on doing straw bale construction, but usually incorporated renewable energy, composting toilets, rainwater and gray water systems, healthy materials all around. So, so we started an apprenticeship program. Never formally advertised it, but by year 2, we were having over 100 applicants just getting in touch with us, and sort of realized there's a demand. People want to learn this, and so sort of started to focus more on the education side than on the contracting.
So the other 2 founders, were they part of that company?
No, the other founders were, we were all teaching a sustainable building course at Fleming College, and we did that for 7 years, and then decided to sort of, in order to do some of the other things that we wanted to do besides that one program, we started the Endeavour Centre.
That's great. And now, what types of things are you teaching? Obviously, you're teaching straw bale type construction, right? But it probably goes to all the other products.
That's right, yeah. Basically, we're trying to teach a system of thinking about sustainable building rather than specific techniques, with the notion that, the techniques, they come and they go and they evolve. And so if you just focus on those, people will get the state of the art at that moment.
Yeah.
But really what we do is sort of teach a goals-based approach to where we look at a sort of whole range of sustainable criteria. So it might be energy efficiency, waste, toxicity, indoor air quality, like a whole bunch of different criteria, and then show people how to work with a client to figure out which of those priorities are important to that project, and then figure out what materials and systems work best for meeting those particular goals.
Right.
So the building changes all the time, and some of them straw bale is the appropriate thing to do. Right. The one we're doing this year has no straw bale because it wasn't the appropriate choice. But
so the goals are set by the project, and the project changes every single.
That's right. Yeah.
And those projects, where are those projects coming from?
We do a lot of work for not-for-profit agencies, so we do a lot of public buildings, and occasionally we do residential projects. Mostly what we're looking for is projects that serve an educational purpose beyond the class as well. Is this a building that a lot of people are going to see and experience and have access to? And so we want the building to go on being educational after the course is over.
Yeah. So do you put up certain things within the building that explain how the building was built?
Yeah, often there are materials and systems that, there are sort of like windows into sections, explanatory signage. We do a lot of public tours during the building process on a lot of the projects. We always have public tours once it's done, and then quite often those buildings go on to be part of, like the open doors kind of things that happen on an ongoing basis.
And those projects, are they always sized to fit within that course curriculum, or do they kind of go beyond?
Yeah, they're typically sort of between 1,000 and 2,000 square feet, something that we can get done. The full-time courses are between 5 and 6 months long, so something where the students are there from groundbreaking to finishes. And so, yeah, we look for things that fit in that.
And is it mostly just the hands-on stuff, or is there a lot of classroom? Like we're sitting in one of the classrooms.
Yeah, you're sitting in our classroom.
Right,
so we do, the full-time program is about 25% classroom time and about 75% on-site time. But the students are doing, sort of theory-based projects, and every student carries out a design project from start to finish while they're here. And that might be something that we've found a client who wants the design done, or sometimes the student comes with a project, and so we sort of help them through a complete sort of design and budget and getting that side of things as well.
Okay. And what are you doing on the side that's not the full-time course, right? Because you can't do a whole project if you're coming in on
That's right, yeah.
Sort of.
So we do a lot of the weekend workshops are focused on sort of specific topics. Last weekend we did a hempcrete workshop, and that's the one material we looked at, and everybody got a chance to sort of hands-on, learn how that works. This coming weekend we're doing a design your own home workshop, which is our most popular one. So homeowners who are interested in sustainability are coming, and we spend a weekend going through all those criteria and sort of helping them figure out what is it that they want, and then what are the things to pursue in order to make that work.
I feel like the hempcrete would be the gateway drug to the other ones, but anyways.
It's actually, hempcrete has really, it is starting to gain a lot more interest.
Yeah, we were just looking, so we'll tour that after. You can explain that. Thanks for watching today's episode. This was part 1 with Chris Magwood. If you want to watch part 2 and stay informed, be sure to subscribe above.